Up to this point we learn about photon. Let us now discuss about radiation pressure. While calculation of the radiation pressure, one term is very common, that is the energy flux and intensity of the radiation. So, let us first discuss about intensity of the radiation, that is what is the meaning of intensity of radiation. Intensity of the radiation is the energy crossing unit area per unit time, right. This is the intensity of the radiation. You can observe here energy crossing per unit time is nothing but power. That means it is also the power crossing unit area, and this term is also called the energy flux. So, now it is clear about the energy flux or intensity of the radiation. Now, we can frequently use this term, that is the intensity of the radiation. So, let us now develop the definition of the radiation pressure or expression for the radiation pressure. Let us consider a beam of light having intensity capital I incident on a surface having area capital A, right. So, let us take a area capital A on which radiation of intensity I is incident. You can observe here the area vector of this surface. Direction of the area vector is toward the position of the observer. Suppose position of the observer is at the position of my pen. So, you can observe here the angle between the area vector and direction of the motion of the photon is 0 degree. That means, you can say the photon direction, ray direction and area vector both are in the same direction, that is the 0 degree. In this case, we can find the power incident on the surface, because intensity is the power crossing unit area. That means, if we multiply capital I with area, we can find the value of power. So, this is the power incident on this surface. This is I multiplied by A. Okay. Suppose we turn the orientation of the disc. Suppose if we make the orientation of the area vector perpendicular to the intensity direction or ray direction, you can say no radiation will cross the surface. In that case, you can say power crossing the surface will be 0. That means, if you incline the surface with respect to direction of the photon motion, or you can say in the direction of the ray traveling, the power will decrease. That means, at angle 90 degree no power, at angle 0 degree there is maximum power. That means, we can relate this intensity and capital A with the trigonometrical term, that is cos theta. So, let us make one situation where the radiation incident on the surface at certain angle, this angle is theta. So, here we can find the power P equal to I A multiplication cos theta. Theta is the angle between the ray direction and area vector direction. This is okay. You might have learned this formula while calculating the flux. If we calculate the electric flux, then the electric flux phi is equal to E multiplied by A multiplied by cos theta. E is the direction of the electric field lines or electric field vector, and A is the direction of the area vector, and theta was the angle between the electric field vector and area vector. So, you can use this formula, that is the P equal to I A cos theta when ray are incident at certain angle with the surface. Okay. So, we got the power value, and we know linear momentum of the photon, that is small p equal to energy divided by velocity of the photon. So, we can write linear momentum of the photon p equal to E divided by c. From this expression, we can find the linear momentum incident per unit time. If we divide p with time, we can find the linear momentum incident of the surface per unit time. That is p divided by t equal to E divided by c and overall divided by t. And you know, this E divided by t is nothing but power. We can write E divided by t, and this is multiplication c, and this E divided by c is power. So, this is power divided by c, right. So, this is the linear momentum incident on the surface number 1, that is the left surface, right. Suppose rays are incident on the surface at certain angle. What we need to do? We need to substitute the value of P, that is equal to I A cos theta in this expression. And here for the simple relation, that the first case we can write I A divided by C. So, we can write this relation I A divided by C, and for this particular case this is I A cos theta divided by C, right. This is the linear momentum incident per unit time. Now, let us consider two cases. Two cases are possible here. One case is, suppose the surface on which the radiation is incidenting is perfectly reflecting. That means the radiation incident on the surface completely reflected back. So, let us make the diagram of the situation, and here the situation is surface is perfectly reflecting, right. So, let us calculate the linear momentum change. This is the incident radiation and reflected radiation will return back like this. Okay. So, here we can find the change in linear momentum. Suppose if we take the rightward direction as positive, so final linear momentum will have the same magnitude, but in the opposite direction. We can find the magnitude of change of linear momentum. This was P divided by T. So, here we can write delta P divided by delta T equal to initial is I A divided by C, final is minus I A divided by C. That means we can write delta P divided by delta T equal to 2 I A divided by C, right. Force definition, that is rate of change of linear momentum. So, we can say this is the force exerted by radiation or beam of light on the surface, right. This is the radiation force. We got the value of radiation force, which is normal to the surface. So, we can find the radiation pressure. Radiation pressure will be nothing but force divided by area of the surface. That means I A divided by C and overall divided by A, that A and A will get cancelled. That means the radiation pressure should be 2 I divided by C. This is the radiation pressure, right. Now, let us consider what happens when light radiation incident on the perfectly black surface, that is perfectly absorbing surface. So, let us make the diagrammatical situation. The incident radiation is like this. This is the incident radiation, and 100% radiation was absorbed now. So, no radiation will reflect back. This is the absorbed radiation. That means initial linear momentum is that was equal to I divided by C, and you can observe here final linear momentum equal to 0, right. Initial linear momentum we have calculated, that is power divided by C, not I divided by C, that is power divided by C, and final linear momentum was 0. You can observe here. So, here we have calculated initially the incident radiation, that is the incident linear momentum on the surface per unit time, that is P divided by C or I A divided by C, and final will be 0. That means change in linear momentum in during this situation is equal to delta P by delta T equal to I A divided by C, right. And this is nothing but force exerted by beam on the surface. So, here we got the force which is in the normal direction. From this expression we can find the radiation pressure. Radiation pressure will be equal to force divided by area. So, we can write radiation pressure P equal to F divided by A, and this is nothing but I divided by C, because A and A will get cancelled, right. So, this is the situation when surface is perfectly absorbing. Now, let us analyze the case when radiation incident on the surface at certain angle. This is the situation. You can observe here the radiation incident on the surface at angle theta. That means the direction of the radiation is making angle theta with the normal to the surface. Okay. And here we know the power incident on the surface, that is equal to I A cos theta. we have calculated this power relation, this P equal to IA cos theta, right. This is nothing but the formula of the same type as the calculation of the magnetic flux as well as electric flux. Now, linear momentum incident on the surface per unit time, it will be power divided by C. So, linear momentum incident small p divided by t equal to capital P divided by C. Okay. And we know capital P is IA cos theta. So, it is IA cos theta divided by C, right. Now, let us consider if surface is perfectly reflecting. If it is perfectly reflecting, that means angle of incident of ray should be equal to angle of reflection. So, let us make the diagram. You can observe this is the direction of the ray at angle theta with the normal. After reflection, because it is perfectly reflecting, the angle of reflection should be equal to angle of incident like this. This angle will also be theta, and it is perfectly reflecting, that means total linear momentum will reflect back. Now, we can find the value of change in linear momentum. We know we can make the component of the linear momentum normal to the surface and parallel to the surface. Okay. And we know parallel to the surface there will be no change in the linear momentum because there is no impulse parallel to the surface, but perpendicular surface linear momentum will change. We can make the diagram like making components here. This is the P cos theta normal to the surface, P sin theta parallel to the surface, and here after reflection we can make the component here also, and perpendicular component is P cos theta, but in the upward direction, and this component will remain unchanged. That is why there is no change in the linear momentum parallel to the surface. That means total change in the linear momentum normal to the surface has the magnitude 2p cos theta, and we want to find the rate of change. That means dp by dt normal to the surface equal to 2ia cos theta divided by c, and we are interested in the vertical component, that means cos of this, right. So, it is nothing but 2ia cos square theta divided by c. Okay. So, this is the force exerted by radiation normal to the surface. Okay. Now, let us calculate the pressure. We can make the force component separately. So, this is the force applied by radiation in the normal direction, right, and these are the component of the force. This is normal to the surface and this is parallel to the surface. Okay. And we know there is no change in the linear momentum parallel to the surface, because this is P sin theta, this is also P sin theta. That means parallel to the surface this Fx will be 0, and this is equal to 2ia cos square theta divided by c. Okay. So, this is the force exerted by beam on in normal direction. Now, let us calculate the pressure. Pressure is equal to normal component of the force divided by area. This is the nothing but the normal component of the force, and this area is capital A. That means the pressure exerted by the radiation should be equal to 2I cos square theta divided by C. This is the radiation pressure when surface is perfectly reflecting. Let us analyze what happens when surface is absorbing. So, let us make the diagrammatical situation again. You can observe here radiation incident at angle theta with the normal, and after reflection 100% of the radiation is absorbed by this plate. That means final linear momentum equal to 0. So, in this case there is the change in linear momentum parallel to the surface as well as perpendicular to the surface. Okay. So, let us calculate the change in linear momentum per second in the normal direction first. So, initially you can observe the linear momentum in the normal direction p cos theta, and finally it is equal to 0. So, there will be one change. Instead of writing this 2 term, this should be equal to ia cos square theta divided by c. So, we can write change in linear momentum in normal direction per unit time, that is equal to delta p by delta t in the normal direction, that is equal to IA cos theta divided by c and cos theta, and this is nothing but, as we discussed, IA cos square theta divided by c. But in the tangential direction or horizontal direction, we can observe here there is a change in the linear momentum, because final linear momentum is equal to 0. That means dp by dt in the tangential direction equal to, this is the linear momentum total, and we are interested in the sine component. So, we can write dp by dt in the tangent direction equal to IA cos theta divided by c multiplication sine theta, right. This force V will get Fx, and this is Fy. So, this is Fx. This component will provide the shear parallel to the surface, and this component will be responsible for providing the pressure. If we want to calculate the pressure, what we will do? We will divide this expression with the area. So, radiation pressure in case of the perfectly absorbing equal to I cos square theta divided by C. Okay. So, up to this point, we learn how to calculate the radiation pressure. The radiation incident on the surface normal to the surface, also at certain angle. Surface may be perfectly reflecting or perfectly absorbing. Now, let us take few illustrations, and through coming illustration we will learn the application of the concept which we learn right now, right. So, let us take illustration number 1. In this illustration, it is given the intensity of radiation of the sunlight. This is the incident intensity of the horizontal surface at sea level from sun is about 1 kilowatt per meter square. A part of the question it is given, assuming 50% of this intensity is reflected and 50% of the intensity is absorbed by the surface, determine the radiation pressure at the horizontal level, this horizontal level, and B part of the question it is given, find the ratio of the pressure, this pressure, that is the radiation pressure to the atmospheric pressure at the sea level, and this atmospheric pressure is given as 1 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So, let us move to the first part of the question. In first part of the question, we need to calculate the radiation pressure at the horizontal surface, this part, right. And we know pressure exerted by light, that is the absorbed light. We have learned this part, we know this pressure is equal to IA divided by C. This is the force IA divided by C, and pressure is force divided by area, that is I divided by C, right. So, this is the radiation pressure when radiation is absorbed 100%. But in our case, it is reflected 50% and absorbed by a surface 50%. That means the pressure exerted by the absorbed light should be 1 by 2 multiplication I divided by C. I is the intensity, C is the velocity of the light. Similarly, we can find the pressure exerted by the reflected light, right, and we have learned for this, should be equal to 2I divided by C. It is the case when 100% of the radiation is reflected back, but in our case it is only 50%. That means we need to make 50% of this quantity, and this is equal to 1 by 2 2I divided by C, right. Now, we can find the total radiation pressure on the surface, that is the summation of these two quantity. If we sum these two quantity, this will be equal to 3 by 2 I divided by C, right. This is the radiation pressure at the horizontal surface due to the sunlight or sun radiation. Now, we can find the value of P radiation, that is the radiation pressure, and we know the value of I, that is 1 kilowatt per meter square. We know the velocity of the light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So, let us substitute the value, 3 and 3 will get cancelled, and after calculation this value is nothing but this is 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. So, this is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 Pascal. this value. This is the answer to the first part of the question. Now we need to find the ratio of the pressure, this pressure to the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is given as 1 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. So, this value divided by atmospheric pressure we need to calculate. So, let us calculate this ratio, and this ratio is nothing but this is 5 into 10 to the power minus 11, right. This is the second part. Now, let us move to the next illustration. In this illustration, it is given a toy truck has dimension as shown in the figure. This dimension is A, this is B, and height of this cabin is H. And the width normal to the plane of this paper is small d. That means this dimension is small d. It is not shown in the screen because this is the two-dimensional view. This is small d. That means the area of this surface, this one, this is A multiplication d. Similarly, the area of the top of the cabin, this one, is B multiplication d, and the area of this vertical face is H multiplication d. Okay. Now, let us move to the next part of the question. The sun rays incident on it as shown in the figure. You can observe the sun rays having intensity capital I incident on the track at angle theta with the vertical. And we need to assume the all surfaces of the track is perfectly absorbing. That is, no part of the radiation is reflecting back. We need to calculate the tension in the thread, this thread used to keep the track stationary, and we need to neglect friction. Okay, this is the complete question. Let us first plan how to proceed the solution, right. First of all, we have to calculate the power incident on the track. Step number 1, we need to calculate the total power incident on the track. In the second step, we need to find the momentum of the photon incident per second, right. And we know track is perfectly black. That means the final momentum reduced to 0 because all the photons are absorbed by the surface. That means final linear momentum will be 0. It means the rate of change of the momentum of the light is equal to the momentum of the photon incident per second, right. So, let us move to the first part, that is calculation of the power incident on the track, right. So, let us calculate the area of the various part. First, let us take this surface. We know the area of the surface, this surface as we discussed, this is A multiplication d. Area of this top of the cabin is B multiplication d. So, we can write here area of the top of the driving cabin is equal to B multiplication d, right. And we know the radiation is incident on this surface at certain angle, that is the theta with the normal. That means we can calculate the power incident of top of the cabin by the formula Ia cos theta, and A we have calculated B multiplication d. That means power incident on top of the cabin is equal to I multiplication BD multiplication cos theta. This is the power incident at top of the cabin. Similarly, we can find the power incident on the rear horizontal part of the track. As we discussed, the area of this part is A multiplication d, intensity is capital I, and here also the angle from normal of the surface to the ray direction is again theta. So, the power incident on the rear horizontal part of the track is equal to I multiplication A multiplication d multiplication cos theta. Similarly, power incident on the vertical face, we can find this is capital I, that is the intensity, area as we discussed H multiplication d, and here the angle made by the direction of the ray with the normal is 90 minus theta. So, cos 90 minus theta will become sin theta. So, this is the power incident on the real vertical wall of the driving cabin, right. So, these are the power. Now, we need to calculate total power, That means we need to add this part and this part to calculate the total power incident on the track. So, this is equal to summation of all three quantity. This is this one, right. We have taken I multiplication D as a common, I multiplication D common here, I multiplication D common here, and here also. Finally, we will get this relation, right. Now, we can find the linear momentum incident on the track per unit time. It is nothing but it is power divided by C. So, linear momentum, let us represent this quantity by small p, then small p divided by small t equal to capital P divided by C. So, this is the linear momentum incident on the track per unit time, right, this one. And we know this capital P equal to this value. So, we can substitute this value. So, this is the linear momentum incident on the track per unit time. As we discussed, all surface of the track is black or perfectly absorbing. That means final momentum of the photon is 0. That means change in the linear momentum will have the same magnitude, that is ID divided by C, and in bracket B cos theta plus A cos theta plus H sin theta. This will be nothing but force, right, but we are interested the horizontal component of the force, and horizontal component of the force will be equal to sine component of the force. We can make the free body diagram. This is the total force, this is the horizontal component, this is the vertical component, and we know vertical component F cos theta will be balanced by the ground normal reaction, and this will be going to balance by the tension force. So, this is the force F sin theta and this is the tension force, right, horizontal component. So, this tension equal to F sin theta, this one is the tension. Now, we can substitute the value of F, this is the value of F. So, this is the final result, that is the tension in the string connecting truck and this fixed point. Okay. Let us take one more illustration. In this illustration, it is given a plane light wave intensity capital I falls on a plane mirror surface area capital A with reflection coefficient rho. Reflection coefficient means fraction of the part of the radiation that is being reflected. This is given as rho. Okay. In next part of the question, it is given the angle of incident is theta, that is angle made by a ray with a normal to the surface is theta, and here we need to calculate the magnitude of the normal pressure exerted on the surface, right. So, let us do one thing, let us place the diagram to the next page here, right, and in question we are required to calculate the normal pressure. That means, we need to find the normal component of the force, that is the force exerted by radiation in the normal direction. Okay. So, let us find the momentum corresponding to the incident photon normal to the surface, that is vertically downward direction, right. And let us consider downward direction, that is the initial traveling direction of the photon in the downward direction as positive. That means, the linear momentum corresponding to the incident photon, this will be equal to dP by dt, that should be equal to IA divided by C cos square theta. We know this expression, we have calculated already, right. Now, we are giving the reflection coefficient as rho. If it is 100% reflection, that means the magnitude of the linear momentum in the vertical direction should have the same value, that is the IA divided by C cos square theta. But reflection coefficient is rho, that means the momentum of the reflected photon per second normal to the surface, that should be equal to dP by dt, that is equal to minus rho multiplication this value, right. We can rearrange this expression, we can write dP by dt, that is the reflected, that is equal to minus rho IA divided by C cos square theta. For calculating the force, we need to find the rate of change of linear momentum. Here, rate of change of the momentum. that is the final momentum minus initial momentum. That will be the force in the normal direction. So, let us subtract this relation with this relation. So, this will be equal to IA divided by C cos square theta will be the common, and in bracket we will have term rho plus 1, and overall sign will be negative, right. This is the rate of change of the linear momentum of the photon, and this is nothing but this is the force exerted by radiation on the surface, right. So, this is having the magnitude Fn, we will take the magnitude. So, this is the normal force, and for calculating the pressure equal to force divided by area. So, this value divided by capital A, that is the magnitude of this divided by capital A, will give the force exerted on the surface, this one. So, this is the radiation pressure due to the traveling of the photon, that will be in the downward direction, force in the downward direction because of the photon, and this is the pressure. Okay.